Guys, can I ask you a question about Islam? So I came across a hadith in Sahih al-Bukhari, so it's Sahih 3399, where the Prophet said, were it not for Bani Israel, meat would not decay. Right? So, in other words, if it weren't for the Jews, meat wouldn't decay. No, it's all right, I'll put it to you. Yeah. So, don't worry about being recorded. Like, we can blur your face. So explain to me, how do Jews cause meat to decay?
You gotta go someone smarter than me, bro. I don't know.
Who would you like me to talk to?
Man.
Bring him. Yeah, yep, absolutely. So here it says, Sahih al-Bukhari 3399. The Prophet said, were it not for Bani Israel, meat would decay. There's the Arabic.
Will you go to the grading?
The reference is here.
Yeah, but grading. Because it's snad.
Sahih.
You know hadith science, it's snad.
Yes. It's Sahih. What do you know what Sahih is?
Of course I know Sahih.
Right, so Sahih.
Where is Sahih?
There, look. Sahih al-Bukhari 3399.
Okay, but the hadith science is snad. You know what snad is?
Yes, I know what isnad is.
What's isnad?
It's the list of chain of narrators that goes back to either one of the companies.
Do you understand hadith science, how there could be a chain, a connected chain,
yes,
but it could still be weak?
Right, but that's not how you decide what Sahih.
No, but you understand how it could be like that.
Right, which is not my question. This is Sahih.
Okay.
Right, it's Sahih. Literally, look. Do you know who Imam Bukhari is?
Of course I know Imam Bukhari.
Do you know what his collection is?
Yes, Sahih Bukhari.
Right,
yes.
right. So this is from, I've just given it to you, 3399 in Sahih al-Bukhari.
There's no grading. There's no grading.
Literally graded Sahih.
That's the reference.
It's in the Sahih collection. Is it in the Sahih collection?
That's the reference.
So what are you saying? Are you saying that Sahih's collection, which he graded Sahih, is no longer Sahih?
That's the name of the book. But we need to see the grade. When it says grade, Sahih, and then I'll take it.
Okay, well, whatever the grade is, right, it's in Sahih, it's in the Sahih collection, so it's Bukhari's Sahih collection. Right, what did in Sahih's Bukhari collection, what grades did he put in there?
Yeah, Sahih Bukhari is Sahih.
Right, there you go. You've just answered your own question then.
I don't answer my own question because hadith science, there could be unconnected isnad. The isnad could be there, or the narrators could be weak.
So you think Imam Bukhari could be wrong?
No, I never said that.
Right. So what's your name, bro?
Louis.
Louis. Okay.
Yeah,
right, Bob. And yours? Omar. Right. So let me ask you this question, right? Let's do this logically, step by step. What hadiths did Imam Bukhari put in his Sahih collection? Grades were they according to Imam Bukhari?
Yes. The hadiths are Sahih.
Okay, brother, wait.
Right.
It's
the authentic
hadith. It's a true hadith.
Yeah.
And I can't explain it.
Right.
You believe in the Bible?
Yes.
So in the Bible.
Wait. Why are we trying to change this?
Because I don't know how to answer this. But I can give you the same thing.
Wait. Just think about it. What logical explanation could there be to say that because of the Israelites, meat decays?
I don't know. That's the honest answer. But
I mean, if you want to use logic.
I can give you the same logic with your Bible, and you can't answer it. So,
well, go on. Ask the
so
question.
you believe in the Bible? You believe Jesus?
I'm a
is God?
Christian.
You believe Jesus is God?
Yes.
Okay. So can God know and not know at the same time?
We'll do question for question.
Alright, I'll give you a question. Can God know and not know at the same time?
God cannot know and not know at the same time. Right, 1 second. You've asked a question, so now I'm going to return and ask you a question.
No, you didn't answer my question.
No, I did. You asked a question, I literally answered it. Yes, I did.
What did you answer?
I said God cannot know and not know.
Okay, so
God
in
knows.
the Bible.
Right, one second. No. 1 second. No, we're doing question for question. No, we're not changing the topic.
That was part of the question.
1 second. We're not changing the topic.
That was part of the.
Literally, I'm only agreeing to question to question.
That was part of my question.
You've asked a question, now I will ask you a question.
I haven't finished my question.
No, I want to ask you a question.
But I haven't finished my question.
Answer me this then. Answer me this. Right?
I'm not done, mate. I'm not done.
In Sahih al-Bukhari, no, you asked. We're doing question for question.
Wait,
you asked me a question.
I haven't finished my question.
You did. You
No,
asked.
I didn't.
We're going to do one
No, I
question.
didn't. Wait.
And one question.
So in the Bible,
you couldn't. No, you couldn't answer my first question. Answer this one. According to the hadiths, it says, "You will fight against the Jews, and you will gain victory over them. The stones will be saying, 'O slave of Allah, there is a Jew hiding behind me, so kill him.'" right? Now, this hadith is about the end time prophecy, isn't it? Right, it's about the end of days.
When the Jews will be fine.
And it's fair to say that we don't know when the end of days is going to happen, do we?
Yeah.
Right, which means that you as Muslims have to be ready to fulfill this verse at any given moment, don't you? Right.
You're giving your own. Like,
No, he said yes. That's what he said.
Who is he compared to, scholars? Like,
Well, go get
layman.
Brother,
Go get
I don't
Mohammed
know the
Hijab.
answer to this. Now let me give you a question.
Wait, one
I
second.
don't know the answer. I don't know the answer.
Well, you don't know the answer.
But I want to ask you a question.
Right. You don't
for
want to. You don't know what.
No, you're coming.
Listen.
Right.
I want to ask you a question.
We're gonna
just
do.
for
We're gonna do
myself.
questions for
Not for the
questions.
sake of argument. I don't want to argue.
What's your name again?
Omar.
Omar.
I don't want to argue with you. I just want to ask you a question and that's it.
Right,
I want
what-
to see if you can answer it.
Omar. Omar.
I don't know much about Islam and Hadith. I
Oh,
have a
but
question.
okay,
for you.
that is fine. So we'll do that. But I'm only agreeing to question for question. So when I'm asking a question, and
But you don't understand. I haven't finished my question. I haven't finished.
No,
haven't
you
let me
did.
finish.
One question. Learn English grammar. If you stick a question mark on
Brother.
the end of something, you've asked a question.
Brother,
So,
listen.
Omar, stop trying to dominate. I will answer your question. I'm saying yes.
Okay.
I will
And-
answer
and
your question.
I don't know the answer to. So it's my
Do you,
turn.
what was the question I was going to ask?
I don't know.
That you. So.
But there's hadith, I
Omar,
don't know it. so I
Omar,
don't know
listen,
it.
listen. You're not listening enough because you did answer my question. You said that as a Muslim, because of this hadith, you have to be willing to fulfill it at any given moment.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
I don't want to
You said
answer
we're
the
Right.
question. I want to
You did answer my question, so now you can ask a question.
Defend yourself.
What's
So
your
you
question?
said God cannot know and know at the same time.
Correct.
Yeah, no, wait, finish. I want to ask him a question about morality, yeah? Morality. Because you're talking about morality, yeah? I want to ask him a question about morality.
So how did Jesus not know the hour
Yeah.
that the Father did? Are they not the same God?
Okay, so let me ask that question. So I'm going to give you a proper answer, right? It will benefit you if you listen to the answer that I'm going to give.
Okay.
Okay? So as Christians, we believe that Christ didn't grasp at equality with God, but emptied himself to take on the form of a servant. He took to himself a human nature. And that human nature was just like ours. Right? And as you know, human nature is limited in its knowledge, but all knowledge is the possession of the divine. So God owns and possesses all knowledge. Yeah? Right? So, Jesus does state that no one knows the hour, not the Father, not the Son, but no one knows the hour, nor the angels, nor the Son, but the Father only. So when he's saying that he does not know the knowledge about the hour, he's speaking because of the limits of his human nature, not because of any limit on his divine nature. So you said, aren't they the same God?
So with the same knowledge.
I'm answering your question.
Yeah.
You said, because I'm answering your question in its totality, because you put on a clarifying statement. You said, aren't they the same God? They are the same divinity, yes. The term God there, in that sentence, in the Christian religion, is referring to divinity and all of its attributes. So Christ possesses that knowledge.
So why did he lie? And
No,
say
one second. I'm answering your first question and then I'm asking you
So
a
he
question.
lied then?
No,
He knew it, but he
no,
said he doesn't.
right. I'll just go on to my question if you don't listen to this answer. I'm answering your question
You just
in
said he
its
lied.
fullness. I'm answering this question in its fullness, right? So, the divinity that Christ has possesses the knowledge, but the humanity does not have access to that knowledge. Let me give you an example that clarifies it.
Doesn't make sense.
This is why I'm giving you an example to clarify it.
Okay.
Right? You're a human being. I'll give you an example of where you possess knowledge but then don't have awareness of it. Right? Have you ever been in a situation where you put your keys down? Right? Have you ever been in a situation where you put something down, you've forgotten where you put it but you wanted it, and then you remember later where you put it and you retrieve it?
Oh, yeah, of course. That's good forgetting.
Right.
God
So
can't
one
forget,
second.
though.
One second.
God is impossible
One second.
for God
One
to
second.
forget.
One second.
So it's different.
One second. So I have now
God is not
demonstrated.
human.
You're not
He doesn't
listening, Omar. You're not listening, Omar. So I've now demonstrated to you that it is possible for someone to have knowledge without access to knowledge.
Okay.
Right? And that's what happens when Jesus says.
But your example
Right.
is me forgetting
Now-
something.
now let
doesn't
me ask
forget.
you a question.
Brother, does God forget?
No, don't let him run away.
Does God forget?
Don't let him run away.
Their Jewish conception, the Jewish God does forget.
This guy's
in
a
the
Christian.
Tanakh.
Right, I'm a Christian.
Okay, but in the Old Testament,
Are you Muslim,
okay,
brother?
okay, I'm not Muslim. I'm Hindu.
Right, so let me ask you a question about hadith,
Yeah.
okay? So this brother has admitted that a Muslim has to be ready to fulfill this hadith at any given moment because you don't know when the end times will come. And the hadith is that you will fight against the Jews and you will gain victory over them. The stones will be saying, "O slave of Allah, there is a Jew hiding behind me, so come and kill him." So are you telling me that you're ready to kill a Jew at a moment's notice?
You can't ask him
No,
for
I'm-
tafsir on
I
that.
wouldn't kill a Jew.
I'm a
If he's
steel
not
man
after
of
me, I wouldn't
Muslims.
kill him.
So you wouldn't fulfill this?
Bob, you know,
But we're not in war.
I'm a steel
We're
man
not
of
in war.
Muslims, okay? I'm going to try, okay?
Okay.
Let's see, you might be able to break it down, okay?
Yeah.
Right, I'm a steel
Are
man.
you a Sunni Muslim, Ahmadiyya Muslim,
No,
Shia
I'm
Muslim?
a steel man. I'm steel manning.
Are you
I'm-
Ahmadiyya,
No, I'm
Sunni?
not Muslim.
Sufi?
I'm
You're not Muslim?
I'm Hindu, right?
Oh, okay.
I'm a stepping in steel man the Muslims, okay? Right.
Right,
okay.
sorry, I thought you were a Muslim. I thought that's what you said to him. My apologies, I didn't hear
steel
properly.
man them, okay? So, within that concept of the Day of Judgment,
Yeah.
on the Day of Judgment, all of these inanimate objects are
Yeah.
going to be able to talk. You know, the
Yeah.
rocks are going to start talking.
You already
Your
have
hands
science,
are
your
going to
man
start
have major
talking.
science. So if the man
right,
has science,
all of this, that's going to start talking, right? Okay. So, of course, I get you. I'm going to argue. Okay, I'm putting on the Sunni Muslim hat. I'm going to argue that it's only when your mic starts talking and when all these inanimate objects start
But you
talking.
can't argue for the sake of Muslims. 'Cause I would never argue for the sake of Hindus.
I'm asking you.
I don't
Steel
really know.
manning.
So I'm
Steel
asking
manning.
you the
So
question.
what's steel manning?
Steel manning is when you make a position stronger than what it is. In discourse and public debate, if you steel man your opponent's argument, you actually make it stronger.
Okay.
Like, so it's like you come on their side and you actually make it a stronger argument. But my question to you is, right, is that you've admitted that you would be willing to fulfill this at a
If I was
moment's
in
notice.
Palestine, yes. If I
Right.
was in Palestine and they're trying to kill me, yes.
So-
But here, where the Jews are not trying to fight me, I wouldn't touch them. I wouldn't go to them.
But the point is you
Do you
don't.
understand?
So no,
doesn't just
the
say
question that
Palestine.
I'm asking you.
No, but that's my point.
This
If
is
I
the
was, if I
brother
was in the
Omar.
area where they tried to
Omar,
kill me, I would defend
answer my
myself.
question.
But here, they're not trying to kill
Omar,
me. So-
that's not my
But over
question.
here they're
That's
hungry.
not my question.
Okay.
Right? I agree. The Hindus shouldn't be arguing for Islam. Let the Muslim argue for Islam. I'll debate with you about Hinduism if you want.
Sure, go on.
Yeah. After I've finished talking to Omar and Louis, right? Then I'll come and talk to you. Right? Okay. So here's the thing. You've already admitted that you would be willing to fulfill this at a moment's
Yeah,
notice.
if I was in Palestine, yeah.
The man-
Right.
Not here.
If
So
the man is saying-
so this
Not here.
teaching is cultivating anti-Semitism in your heart.
How's that
Because
anti-Semitism?
you need to be ready to kill a Jew at a moment's notice because you don't know when the signs of the hour will start.
I do.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
Thank
minor
you for
signs and
admitting
major
that.
signs.
We have minor
This is
signs
a
and
major
major
sign,
signs.
exactly.
Yeah,
If the minor signs are fulfilled and other major signs are fulfilled,
yeah.
then we have to fulfill this. It's a problem.
Okay, I've asked you a question. You've answered it fairly. Now it's your turn. Ask a question.
Awesome. So, the Bible teaches moral, right?
Right.
I want to answer your question. Yeah? Is killing babies moral?
Is-
And are babies born
is,
without
it
sin?
is.
No, it is.
It
Yeah.
is.
Are babies killing babies is moral? Yeah.
It's
Or
immoral.
Right. So I'll answer your question
What
following.
did you say? Is it immoral or moral?
I'm going to answer the question,
Yeah,
brother.
okay.
It's his question. Relax.
Answer.
So in answer to your question, in terms of war, killing babies sometimes becomes not. It's still a moral evil, but it's the lesser of two evils in war.
Okay.
However, if, for instance, it was like abortion, which Islam permits and Christianity forbids, then in this sense, killing a baby would be immoral. So Islam permits the abortion,
Okay.
which is immoral.
Only
No,
in
no,
certain
Whereas,
circumstances.
whereas in Christianity,
Christianity-
abortion is immoral. However, in war,
In war.
these normal rules are suspended because of the nature of war.
Okay. So,
In other words, you can't conduct war
okay.
without, unfortunately, harming people
Yeah,
that don't want to be
I
involved
could
in it.
understand if someone in war, a person in war, were to,
Yeah.
kill a baby accidentally, that's normal.
Yeah.
But whereas you're comparing abortion to, and you're comparing abortion
Sorry.
to, killing a baby. I'm going to compare Islamic abortion to your God killing babies in Samuel 15:3.
Right, we're doing question for question. So
Yeah, you already jumped to Islam, so I'm like-
so I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Do you know the passage in the Quran that says, "I will send against them, the Jews, Until
answered my
the day.
question.
Well, I did.
I
literally answered your question.
Okay, that was part of my question.
Louis, sorry, 1 second. We're doing question for question. As Omar will
addressed Psalm
testify,
53.
ask that in your next question. As Omar will
That doesn't make sense,
testify,
though,
as
because
Omar
my
will...
part of my question was...
Louis, we're doing question for question.
I understand.
As Omar will testify, each question that you answer, I will then answer one of your questions. In the Quran, it teaches, Allah says, that I will send against the Jews those who will punish them until the day of judgment. Right? But it also says in the Quran that the children cannot bear, no person bears the sins of another. Right? Now, why then, considering that Allah says no person can bear the sins of another, are the Jews being punished perpetually by Allah?
Can you give me the verse?
They're not getting punished.
Okay, fair enough.
They're not getting punished.
1 second,
Was it
he
9-5?
wants the verse.
9-5.
Bear with us, I'm going to get you 5.
It's 9-5.
Wait, but they're not getting punished currently though.
Bear with us.
They own all the banks right now. They own all the media. That's not punishment.
Bear with us, I'm getting his verse for him. So it's in Surah, I think it, bear with us. Right, so to just contradict you, it says in the Quran, they are going to be punished.
Yeah, but not here.
Right,
Here,
listen,
unless they change their
listen,
ways.
I'm going to read the verse to you.
Give me the...
And remember, O Prophet, when your Lord declared that he would send against them others who would make them suffer terribly until the day of judgment indeed. Your Lord is swift in punishment, but he will certainly be all forgiving, most merciful. So the Quran is saying that all Jews are punished until the day of judgment, but your Quran also says that one generation can't bear the sins of another generation. That's a contradiction. Square it for me.
Give me
Surah 7.
Just read it off his phone, bro.
Surah 7, 167.
And after this, I'm going to ask you a question about Psalm 53.
Yeah, but I want you to answer my question.
You didn't answer my question.
I did. You just weren't listening.
Because you went... I was going to go more in depth into my question.
So
You didn't let me finish.
no, because we're doing question for question. So you come back with a question. I wanted to talk about hadiths. You wanted to talk about Christianity. The fairest thing to do is question for question. Which means you get to ask one question about Christianity just as I ask one question about Islam. But my question to you is the Quran teaches that one generation can't be punished for the sins of another generation, but all Jews are punished until the end of time, according to the Quran. That's a contradiction. Square it for me.
Are you going to cover our faces here if you're going to post this, yeah?
What, sorry?
You're going to cover our faces?
Yeah, guys, just make sure these people have asked to have their faces blurred. So please do blur their faces. Please do blur their faces. JC, blur their faces.
Are you
Both of
gonna
them,
post
both of them.
Because I'd rather not you don't post it. But if you're going to post it...
It's going to get posted, but I've asked them to blur
Fair,
it.
fair
I can't
enough.
control them beyond that point.
Fair enough. That's it. Allah keeps sending up to the day of doom. Some of those in fact, this is what being done. So this is tafsir, yeah?
Yeah,
First two verses.
tafsir, go on.
Okay. I've referred to the first two punishment given up to the Israelites.
Can I just attach this to you?
Right, so we are talking about punishment
Yeah, punishment.
against who?
the Jews, yeah.
The Jews. So we are talking about punishment against the Jews.
And you have a problem with what? The
Keep,
punishment
well,
itself?
let's listen to your tafsir.
Firstly, Allah will keep sending up to the day of doom some individuals or groups or people who will punish them and bring disgrace to them. In fact, this is what has been happening to them up to this day. They've been dominated and disdainfully treated by others as been recorded by history. We may not be in doubt about their present government in a part of Palestine, as it is a common knowledge that the state of Israel, in fact, a part of us created by them, objectives against the Muslim Ummah. Yeah, I don't see any problem with the tafsir.
Right.
Explain it perfect.
No, it doesn't. And what? You've not heard my question. Listen to my question.
The contradiction.
The contradiction is that the Quran says that one generation can't be punished for the sins of another generation, but Allah is punishing the Jews until the end of time and has done so from the 7th century. Right? That's a contradiction.
Okay.
Explain it to me.
What was the
That's
other
a good
verse?
question, brother. I don't really know the answer to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
what was the-
And I mean, I know, like, it's up to you whether you permit this follow-up question. You can refuse to if you want, because
I like the questions.
Okay, so my follow-up question to you is, does the Quran state that if I could find a contradiction in it, the Quran's not true?
Yeah, it says that. Yes.
Right. Have I found a contradiction?
Well, I don't really know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll have to ask
Something to
someone
think
more
about, right? I'll talk to anyone you want.
I know
Yeah.
it's not, but I'm gonna go ask.
Now, hold on one second. You're asserting that it's not.
I'm certain.
Right, so you've now got to. So here's what I want, Omar. At some point in the future, or Louis, I want you to come back and say, here's why Allah is punishing the Jews in every generation. And I want to hear the Islamic answer.
I'll probably go ask someone right now. If they
then
give me
come
an
back.
answer, I'll come back.
Okay,
Why not?
fair enough.
It's a good question.
Fair enough.
I've never heard this question before. It's a good question.
Okay, so your turn, Omar. Ask me a question about, or your turn.
I will ask you about the morality of Samuel 15:3.
Yep.
After
Okay.
this one, we're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
All right. So in response to Samuel 15:3, so I'm going to give you a full answer,
Good answer. Yeah.
right, from beginning to end. So you
go
hear my answer, right? Muslims use this in their Dawah script
That was script. Yeah.
because Christians point out the abominable actions of Muhammad that he performs in war, the ethnic cleansing that he does to the Banu
Stick with
Quraysh.
Christianity.
Yeah, I'm
Because,
coming.
that's a
we
lie,
never-
that's a
we
lie.
never
I'm coming.
went- no.
Okay.
That's a lie.
I'm coming back to the Bible. Coming back to the Bible, right? So in Samuel 15:3, you have a description of what God commands in a particular time to a particular people.
The Amalekites.
Right, the Amalekites. If you actually read Samuel 15, 16, 17, 18, the Amalekites are still there. They're not wiped out. God is rousing his people to war. And the reason why he's rousing them to destroy the Amalekites is because he knows that if the Amalekite nation is allowed to survive in its current form, they will go on to destroy Israel. So God is cutting off a future path. He's stopping a future path because the Amalekites present a real threat to what God wants to do in history. And so he destroys the nation so that what he wants to happen in history is fulfilled. And that results in God rousing them to this blood fury to destroy the nation of the Amalekites. But they don't actually destroy the nation of the Amalekites. They're still there. Right? And so, but this is a description, not a prescription. So in other words, no Christian ever argues, right, that we should go out and start killing people and wiping them out entirely because of this passage. It's never been used that way. The way that Christians use this passage, and we have done since our earliest church fathers, is to inspire. Okay, is to inspire us. Clearly, something's going off over there. Let's focus, guys. Knowledge is more important than fighting, right? Is to inspire us to fight against our own sin. So the church fathers use this passage and say, wage war on the vices in your life. Like Saul was commanded to wage war against the Amalekites. We're meant to imagine the vices in our life like the Amalekites, and we're called to destroy the vices in our life. That's how the church uses that passage.
But in Christianity, you guys believe, right? You guys believe that babies are not...
Doing question for question.
Well, I have to critique your explanation.
Okay, you took a follow-up question, so I'll let you go ask a follow-up. Go on.
Critique your explanation.
Yeah, go on.
Firstly, you guys believe that babies are not born with sin, correct?
Okay, so I've just got to be clarifying because I don't know how you're using the word sin. So
Generally, like, when it comes to applies to a verse.
literally going to ask.
Go
You've
ahead,
asked a follow-up question. I'm going to answer it,
go ahead.
and then it's my turn. So Christians don't believe that children are guilty of personal sin.
Okay.
Right? We don't believe that, right? But what we do believe is that all of us are born with a sinful nature, a nature that is corrupt and seeks itself rather than God. And you can see evidence of that from a child the moment they can communicate in any way. They're entirely selfish creatures. And we are that way by nature. And that's why we don't seek out virtue naturally. We seek out, except natural virtues, we are actually unable to have spiritual virtues except as by a gift of God. Right? So I've answered your question in its totality. Now I want to ask you a question.
I don't see it.
You done?
No.
Okay. No worries, Omar. Because it was actually a really respectful conversation, and I come here to have respectful conversations, I'd like to give you a gift, Omar. Have you got a Bible? Or a gospel?
Yeah, at home actually.
At your home. Okay, I want to give you something else then. Not a Bible. And you, do you have a Bible at home?
I'm Arabic one.
You have an Arabic one. You're an Arabic Christian? Became Muslim?
I'm Muslim. Born Muslim.
With a name like Louis?
It's not Louis, you said it wrong.
All right, sorry, how is it pronounced? Loe. All right, I apologize. Okay. So, let me give you a gift, guys. because I do appreciate intelligent conversations.
Bob, I thought you gave me that book. But it makes me very feel good. Thank you.
Where you from, bro?
He's already got a Bible.
I already got one.
He's already got a Bible.
Country. This
Country?
Yeah.
I'm Christian now. I want to be Christian.
No, background, like background.
I'm from Iran.
Iran.
Yeah, Iran.
But the thing is,
Go on, bro.
with all due respect, I don't see how your explanation.
My mom and dad.
For me, your explanation doesn't suffice. Because at the end of the day, you conclude that these babies are not born with personal sin, so they're sinless ultimately in that moment. So for God to kill them in a not even to wipe them out in a painless
Bookmark.
way.
There you go. There you go. A little bookmark.
Not even to wipe them out in a painless way.
Right.
The description of the death, the way they're going to be killed, is already gruesome enough.
Then you should, if you're going to condemn that, you should be consistent and condemn Muhammad for
you
wiping
condemn
out the
that,
banner
you
of
condemn the way they were killed.
Quraysh.
No.
Right, well, one second.
We
We're
don't need
doing,
to jump
if
on.
we're still talking, we're doing question for question, and I've got a question for you.
I want to go into this and I'm go because I still don't
No. If we're going to do this conversation, because I approached you, I wanted to talk about hadith,
Yeah.
and you guys wanted to flip and talk about Christianity. So
But you
I
know this
agreed.
whole
I
time-
agreed.
this
I
whole time
agreed
while
to
we were
question
actually-
for question.
Yeah, go ahead.
The thing is, you're saying that my answer isn't satisfying. I'm just going to point out that you guys couldn't even answer my
We're laymen,
question.
that's right. You came to.
You
Well, how long
couldn't
have you
even-
been doing this? by the way?
Right. We're doing question for question. So let me ask you a
Speaker
question.
nominate now.
Ask
So let
me
me-
how many times I've debated in my life.
Exactly, we're
Never.
laymen,
I don't
like-
debate. I
These
just
aren't
came
trick
here
questions,
to see
though,
some
bro.
streamers.
These aren't trick questions. So I'm well, thank you. So if we're going to do another question, let me ask you a
No,
question.
we're done. I mean, if you don't want to go
Right.
into the explanation,
I'm
of
only
everything,
agreeing to question for question.
Yeah, then I'm not done.
So you take a question and then I'll answer your question.
Yeah, I wanted to go into your explanation, but if you don't want to do that, it's okay.
Then I'll tell you what. If you want to communicate with me on another time, another day, I'll give you my card. Get in touch.
If you're here next week, I'll come.
Yeah. Here, get in touch with me. I'll talk to you more about it. Same with you.
Thank you, bro.
All right. You look after. I want to hear that answer.
Yep, if I get it, I'll come to you.
Brilliant. All right. You look after yourself, Omar.
Mohammed,
God
hijab
bless.
is the
God
one
bless.
is the- you can't
Bring him.
believe it.
I'll debate it. Bring him over. I'll debate him.
They got more funnels than you.
Bring him over. I'll bring him over and I'll debate him. They won't debate me. They won't debate me.